know what a student with business inclination can do in engineering, how to get into masters with business background, and how a budding entrepreneur who works part-time along with studies to grow her own organizations. Welcome to the 10th episode of Stories of Common Engineering Students. This is Shivam Hasurkar. Success needs vision to see, passion to transcend, patience to withstand, and the character to overcome failures. Firstly, I want to congratulate our guest. Just a few days ago, she got the Diana Award 2022 for making a difference in the world through her organization. I'm proud to have Shalmali Jadhav on this podcast, and that too on the 10th episode, which is a milestone for me too. Introducing her is a big task with all those achievements of hers. She has completed her computer science engineering from KIT's College of Engineering 2020 batch, and she is currently pursuing masters. She is doing MBA in international business at the University of Greenwich, London. She is founder of Empathy for You, determined to help in every aspect of mental health. Her another organization is YouLead, which helps businesses to grow in different aspects. She has mentored 100 plus entrepreneurs till date and have taken over 300 sessions globally. A sports player, she has also participated in many college activities. She has been chair for many events and also backed prestigious award of KIT Pride in college. Let's get on to talking with her, knowing how her journey has been.
Well, thank you, Shivam, for having me on your podcast. This was a long awaited collaboration that we wanted to do, and finally, we are getting on the call to do it. So, thank you so much for your introduction. And yes, I'm really excited to talk to you.
Definitely, yes, I'm really excited too. And without wasting any more time, let's get right into the questions. My most basic question: why engineering? When did you thought of doing engineering, and how did you landed up at KIT College of Engineering?
Well, to be very frank, engineering was never a plan. And I've been asked
Okay.
this question several times in
Yeah.
other interviews I've been to. But yes, to be very frank, engineering was never a plan. But there's a stage after, especially after your junior college, especially after your board exams, that you don't really know what opportunities are available to you. And I was one such
Mhm.
student. I wasn't really aware of, all the different opportunities that are available. And in junior college, I chose both the subjects, biology as well as maths. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
basically had both the options open for me. And at one point of time, I also considered going for MBBS. And the other point of time, I also considered going for engineering. But unfortunately, I had to choose one and I chose engineering because that's all I knew at that time.
Okay.
I wasn't knowing about other opportunities that were available. So that's how I entered into engineering. And
Okay.
I wanted to stay in the same city. I was actually planning for my master's because this was at the back end that after my graduation, I'll go to my master's.
Okay.
And that's why at that point of time, I decided to do my graduation in my own city. And that's how I landed in KIT.
Mm. But is there like just wondering out loud? Is there any other option for students like us? Like, yes, you were also gonna. There are many more students who don't want to commit yet to like pure technical engineering or like MBBS kind of or MBA kind of course also. But is there any like option for that? Like, I'm just wondering. I don't think Indian education system provides anything like that for students as of yet, which is a big
That's
major flaw, I
true.
would say.
Yes, it is one of the major flaws. I mean, first of all, where the mistake lies is not making students aware of the options that they can choose
Yeah.
from. Imagine being 18 years old, imagine being 20 years old, you're not aware of the options or you're not aware of the career that you want to choose.
Want to
So I
choose.
think
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest flaws that we are not aware, or basically our seniors who are supposed to make us aware of the systems, we are not getting that. So
Mm.
first of all, it is from both the sides. I feel it is from a teacher's side, it is from a parent's side, it is from a senior side that they should make us aware of the opportunities that are available. Secondly, I also feel that there are options available. I mean, other than if you don't want to choose
Okay.
engineering or medical, I mean the similar path like
Mm.
most of us have chosen. I think there are other options available that you can go into. But again, you should be aware that this is what I want to do. So I
Yeah.
think everything starts from, becoming aware of the opportunities that you have.
Yeah. Yeah. So breaking it down, like until 10th standard, we are just told that study and get good marks. That's the only aim that parents or elders or professors, teachers
And this
put
is
in
not
our head.
limited to 10th standard. When I was in my junior college, I was told the same by my teachers also. And when I entered into
Okay.
my graduation, I was told the same by my teachers. So I wasn't having any, I was having like really poor attendance because I was
Get good marks,
always
get good
involved.
college. That's it.
Exactly. I was always involved in other extracurricular activities. I
Hmm.
never had really good attendance. And as I told you, it was not even a mistake, but it was not in my plan to come into an engineering college, but I somehow landed over there. And then I decided that it's okay. When I came into second year, first year was all, kind of happy, fun, just
Fun,
entered into college,
enjoy.
making new, yes,
Yeah.
enjoying going here and there. But second year, when I entered into my department, I realized that this is not, what I want to do. And
Hmm.
that's when I actually also started getting involved into my own organization. I started that. And then I realized that, okay, I have a calling for business. I want to do something in management. And then I decided that, okay, 2 more years I have to complete my engineering anyhow, and then I can
Hmm.
start doing my master's, or then I can go for what I want to do. So that's how basically it is.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like, yeah, in second year, once you engineering gives you platform, that's for sure. But you felt like somewhere you're getting restricted, and you should just drop engineering and then continue on with your organizations or the path you were trying to choose, or you felt that let's continue it on the other hand and keep focusing on your organizations and business side of yours.
To be honest, no, I never felt like, dropping that option, because dropping for me is like giving up. And that's
Yeah,
something that I never. So dropping engineering and then focusing solely on the organization was never my plan, because I always have to have something at the backup. When you start your own organization,
mhm.
it's not going to run what you expect, how you expect it to run from your first day. So
Of
obviously it's going to
course.
take you of hard work and years of, all the efforts to make it come to the point where it is now. So
Yes.
that was one case. So I was totally aware of, how it's going to be, and how it is going to work, and how much time and effort it is going to take. So along with that, I'm glad I started this early. I'm glad I started it when I was in engineering, because that
Mhm.
made me realize my passion. That made me realize that this is not something that I want to do, and I should choose what I want to do after engineering. So I think, yeah, it was like that.
Yeah. But also, like engineering had chosen computer science engineering, and but academic wise, how did you feel it? And the exposures that we get outside lectures or inside classrooms, what difference does it make in your own life?
Well, to be frank, the lectures or whatever I studied, it's from
Mhm.
my perspective, okay, because I
Yeah,
eventually going ahead, I didn't want to pursue a career in computer science, but I'm sure those who are doing it now, they really felt that like attending lectures and, giving attention to everything was really important for them. I'm sure that is their point of view.
yeah.
But according to my point, I never really felt, sitting for lectures, and that's the reason I said the first thing is my poor attendance, because I
Yeah.
wasn't having any interest in doing that. Plus, I was more interested in, participating in this activity, that activity, and that really made me the person who I am today. I was able to develop my communication skills. I was able to develop my professional skills. I was able to, go on the stage and talk to a crowd, maybe in thousands or hundreds.
Mhm.
So those are the skills, I mean, are really important for you to survive in your life.
Yeah,
I'm not
totally.
talking only about communication skills or, public speaking, but it is also about knowing how you have to talk in front of people,
Yeah,
knowing how you have to present yourself, knowing how you have to stay organized. So I think
yeah,
those are
yeah,
the life skills that are really important, and those life skills aren't taught in your classrooms, especially in Indian education system. So I
yeah,
think what is really important to survive are those life skills. So definitely being in the classroom, it gave me knowledge of what I was learning. I mean, computer science, but it never really taught me skills that are important for me to survive. In fact, it kept on demotivating me because of my poor tendency.
Okay.
Well, even if I was involved, in other activities, I never failed in any of the subjects, not from my first year till my last year. So that wasn't the case for me. I was making sure that I score good, even
Yeah.
though I didn't want it to study, even though I didn't want it to pursue
Doing the
something going ahead.
bare minimum work
You know,
to keep it up.
yeah, exactly. Doing the bare minimum to make sure that okay, I passed this 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's all, and that's how it was.
What were you picking exactly, like the activities that you participated in? I know you were an integral part of many different committees. You have a side of sports with you. You played basketball on national level in your school, also in engineering college. Also, along with that, you were part of major committees in college like Walk with World, and then you were the chair for MUN, for many other colleges, many other MUNs conducting in Maharashtra, I guess. So, what were you exactly picking, and how were you deciding? Yes, I want to participate in this activity. No, I am keeping myself aside from this activity. How would you decide? And
Well, to be frank, I've always been that, enthusiastic kid since my school itself. I loved participating in events. I loved, managing. I loved
Mhm.
being on the backhand
Yeah,
also, like managing events, managing the activities. I loved being on the front end also, like going to the people and actually talking, approaching them, telling them about this, telling them about that. So I've been on both the sides, and I think this was from my school itself that I've been, and I carried forward those qualities in my junior college. Although there was not more exposure that I received during junior college, you understand the pressure that we have, especially in 11th and 12th grade. It's just about going to your tuitions, going to your colleges, coming back again,
yeah.
studying, attending the exams, and
The
being in that
never-ending
peer
race.
pressure. People
Yeah,
Exactly. And being in the peer pressure from your teachers, also from your parents, also, and from your friends and relatives, also, that, oh, you are in 12th standard, you have to study, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. What have you decided to go ahead? What have you decided to do when you go ahead? So it's, just those 2 years were absolutely whirlwind. So moving ahead, when I came into engineering, I got a little time. So that's again when I got aware of all the different activities and opportunities other than studies what we have in our college. So I started
Mhm.
participating in those. I started getting being a part of various committees, because this is something that I've always wanted to do and I've always done. And when I get an opportunity, I really try to seize it and not let it go from my hand.
Nice.
So that was I was trying to do, and that really helped me, again, I would say, develop and again be aware of other things that we have to develop or whatever is required from me going ahead. Regarding sports, yes, I played basketball at national level when I was during the engineering. It was a West Zone tournament. And that was, the passion for sports was really high when I was in school. I'm playing basketball since my fifth standard, and I did it till 10th standard. 11th, 12th, I lost touch of basketball,
Yeah.
and then again when I came back in engineering, I started playing. So during engineering, though there were like not many tournaments, there used to be like only one or two tournaments in a year, but still somehow I got ahead and got selected in the team, and then I played at nationals. So I
Nice,
think
nice.
I've always given more importance towards not only studies, but also developing myself as an individual. And I think one of the ways you do that is through other activities you do apart from your academics.
Yeah. It's kind of irony, I feel, but sometimes it happens like teachers, professors, subject teachers that we have in our school or in our, let's say, 11th, 12th standard or in engineering college tend to make us focus on the study itself. They, even if we are performing, if even they can see that we are performing good in other activities, let's say any activity, they don't appreciate it as such openly, but they make us like, okay, exams are coming now, focus on this, leave all the other things aside and focus on exams and keep on only studying. I don't know why, but yeah, that is a big point in schools and colleges.
That's true. I mean, when it came to my parents, it was a really different case because they knew that I'm really, kind of, I don't know, but something other from what other people do. So that never really forced me to, kind of just study and don't do other
Yeah.
things. They used to give me this thing. They used to tell me in between at times that, also focus on your studies, also do this, do that.
Mhm.
But it was never really a pressure from their side. They always
Yeah.
supported me in what I wanted to do. When I came out with this idea of having a social organization in mental health, I wasn't expecting my parents to be so supportive, because mental health is a cause that still has a lot of stigma and taboo,
Yeah.
especially in our country, that,
Yes.
people don't really come ahead and do work in this cause, where, there are a lot of volunteers required. There are a lot of people who want to work in this field required. People don't really come ahead and do that because of this whole pressure. But that was really supportive decision. They were really supportive with what I wanted to do always, what I wanted,
Yeah.
what I chose for myself. Also, coming from masters to UK was a difficult decision both for me as well as for them. But they really supported me. They've
Support.
always been supportive since my school itself and what I wanted to do. But talking about teachers, I had very less amount of teachers who were supportive to me. In school there were a lot of teachers who really supported me and who, did a lot of things for me. They in fact they used to come and tell me, Shalmali, this is available, this is where you can do, I feel you'd be great at doing this. So they really came
Mhm.
to me and they used to tell me.
Yeah.
In 11th and 12th standard, I didn't really had a good touch with my teachers, because it was just going to the tuitions, sitting with other 60, 80 students, and just being a part of the rat race, nothing else.
Yes.
And then again, coming back to engineering, it was just about, I don't know why, but it was just about attendance. It was just about studying. It was just about securing this grades and this exam. So, but apart from that, there were a few teachers, there were a few professors who were really always helpful, and they appreciated what I do.
Yes, slowly, as you said, maybe in some coming years, India will get out, like our country and our mentality will get out of addressing the issue of mental health. People will start coming out, and people like you who are taking such a great initiative and trying to support, trying to take on many more students for your support and helping hundreds and thousands of people around. That's a great, like it's appreciable on a different level. Yep, I want to
That's
go.
true. I hopefully that happens.
Yeah, I want to go on startups, but empathy for you and the You Lead India that you have initiated. But before that, I have a couple of more questions on college. Like, what do you feel is your biggest challenge in 4 years of engineering?
My biggest challenge was performing, or doing the bare minimum that I was supposed to do to complete my engineering. So I think that was one of the biggest challenges. Another challenge was maintaining the attendance, because we have this criteria. I don't know what for, but we have this criteria that you have to be present for the lecture, you have to be present for the practicals. So
Yeah,
that was another thing.
is it
So
is
that
it the
was again,
same in UK? Outside
we
India?
don't really have, a
Mhm.
lot of lectures and practicals here. We do have a
Okay,
criteria for attendance, but it is not, as mandatory as what we have in Indian education system.
okay,
So we do have a criteria here, but I don't think you'll believe if I tell you, I just have 2 days of university, just 2 days. And it's
okay.
not even full day, like starting from 9 and then ending at 4
Mhm.
5 p.m. It's just, 1 to 2, or one, at least 3 1 1 hour lectures, that's it. And
Okay,
it's just for two
yeah,
days Rest all is self-learning. And I think that is really important, especially in the times that we are living in. Self-learning, self-development, studying on
yeah.
your own, I think that's really important. You know what I like about the education system in UK is, you are taught what you are needed to taught, and after that you are expected to do the work on your own.
Mhm.
So that really develops that ability, or that really develops that habit of doing things on your own, or basically learning for yourself.
Yes.
What happens in Indian education system, we are spoon fed everything, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
somehow, if you don't, do that after a few years, or when you go ahead, if you don't get that, you are going to fall down, or you're basically going to get lost somewhere.
Yes, yeah,
So I
definitely.
think when it comes to this system, this is the one thing that I would love to appreciate. that, it gives you enough time for learning yourself. It gives you enough time for doing other things that you want to do apart from your academics. It gives you enough time to get involved into the studying in your own way, in your own process. There's no barrier to it that you have to go
Mm.
through this way or you have to follow this path, but you can find your own ways of studying for yourself, which is unlikely
Yeah.
we get in in Indian education system. So that's the one thing I like.
Yes. Yeah. But also there's this factor that uh, at this age, yes, we after engineering, let's say 22, 23, we are mature enough to know what exactly we do want and what we should supposed to be focused on. But at the age of 18, 19, if you give so much freedom to students, they'll waste their time, most of their times in doing non-productive work and like probably waste most of the time. That's why maybe it's so focused that attend lectures to like try to spend most of your time in college itself. Maybe that's the
Exactly. And I feel it is more like, just because those people are doing it, I also have to do it.
yeah,
I
but
don't
it should not be
expect it.
restricted to everyone. True.
Yeah, exactly. This is not for everyone, but there are a lot of people out there who are totally lost, who don't even know why I'm doing this. And just because they are doing it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I think this is totally wrong. You need to, firstly understand the purpose and then, go ahead and do that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Coming around to the startup empathy for you and you lead India. I believe you have taken more than 200, 300 seminar and workshops on it globally with different other organizations and committees also. How was that journey? I want to know, like getting that first collaboration with someone, then taking it on next one, next, no, next one. And right now at this stage, I believe you have done hundreds and hundreds of workshops, seminars with different people. So how was that journey?
I would say it has been one hell of a ride because, and every part of it has been really, exciting, interesting, and it has always taught me something. Because when I started Empathy for You, I started with literally no goals in my mind. I wasn't knowing what I was going to do through Empathy for You. I wasn't knowing how to create your own customer base, how to market your services, or I wasn't even knowing how to start your own services for your business. Imagine having a business without any services or product. So I was that,
Yeah.
human creature when I started this business. But somewhere at the back of the mind, I was knowing that I started this to create impact. I started this towards the betterment of the society, and I
Yeah.
have to do it. I should never stop doing this. So when I started Empathy for You, it was literally just an Instagram page. So there was nothing more. I was just sharing more resources. I was sharing, resources that were
Information
making
about
people
it.
about
Yeah.
mental health,
Mm.
information, different articles. So that was all when I started Empathy for You. But then when I started understanding the basics of business, that's how I started. So my first collaboration, it was really good. It was a small session, but it was again really good. And one thing when I started my startup was this I received. I'm really sad to say that I got this opposition, but when I started Empathy for You, I
Mhm.
I used to approach people who have already been in that field. So I used to approach psychologists who are experienced. I used to approach
Okay.
mental health organizations who are previously working. So from some psychologists, they were really supportive, but from some psychologists, I got this comment that you're just 19 years old, and when you are going to, coming from a non-psychological field, how you're going to
Mhm.
start your business in mental health. I
Okay.
mean, I was like, why can't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
What I'm solely trying to do here is to spread awareness about mental health, which is really important living
Yeah.
in this time and age.
Anyone
I'm
can do
trying
it
to
from
help
any
people.
other field. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm trying to help people out there. I'm doing this because this is a rooted cause in the society and I'm working towards the betterment of it. So why shouldn't I do it? So that's how it was. And it was really demotivating at that time, but somehow because I was, so adamant that no, I have to keep going, I have to do this. I kept going. I faced all those challenges, I would say, and then I came up with the services. I started conducting more sessions. I started getting involved with more and more mental health organizations. And then I onboarded psychologists for providing online therapy. And now
Nice.
we are handling these three different services in a broad way, I would say. Online therapy, there's peer advocacy, where we collaborate with different corporate organizations,
Okay.
NGOs,
Mhm.
schools, colleges, and we conduct lectures and seminars over mental health and its awareness. And peer support group where anyone can come and just talk to, and me and my team are always there to listen to them, because listening is one of the most important parts when it comes to dealing with mental health. Listening
Yeah.
to the people who are dealing with mental health illnesses is very important. So that's how Empathy for You started and how it is going on now. And I'm really proud to say that we have been successful in creating that impact on more than 4,000 individuals since its
Wow.
inception.
Wow. Amazing. I want to know, is there any like personal story behind starting Empathy for You? Did you feel any point of time for yourself or somewhere in your vicinity that yes, people need this? Was there any story behind a personal story?
Well, the story that actually, that led me go into this field of mental health was one of my friends. She went through depression, and being 18, 19 years old, you don't won't believe, but I wasn't even aware of the terms mental health or
Yeah.
depression, feelings,
Mhm.
emotions. I wasn't aware. And when I tried to find about this, I understood that there's a lot of stigma and taboo that revolves around mental health. And I understood that she might not be the only one who's going through this problem, but there might be a lot of youngsters and teenagers who are going through the same problem. So that somewhere ignited the spark within me that maybe I should come forward and do something for the people out there. So it started, as I mentioned, with just an Instagram page. Then we started writing letters. I started
Yeah.
conducting letter writing meetups. I used to meet strangers, and that was such a good feeling to know that so many people are interested in doing things, but just because they don't have a platform, they were not able to come ahead and do it.
Yeah.
While I
Yeah.
also saw on the other side that though people are interested in doing it, just because of the stigma and taboo that revolves around this topic, they don't
Yes.
want to come ahead and do it. So I think creating that platform really helped me connect to people, moreover, connect to the hearts of people,
Yes.
because
Yes.
this is such a sensitive issue that needs a lot of awareness, that needs
Totally.
help from all sorts of people. And I think though we are trying to progress more,
Hmm.
that people are becoming aware of mental health now, still there needs to be a lot of efforts and a lot of work that needs to be done in order to spread more awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. Also to the psychologist who denied you or tried to took you on the other path. Like let's say you are in engineering and they were assuming that how can you work on this field for senior engineering, but um, the hundreds of people that you help in who are suffering from this may not have visited, like still people don't go to psychologists to talk about their mental issues, or it's not very, like what can I say? It's not very okayish to in India to do that yet. It will be slowly, slowly, but they people might find more easier to approach a friend, a colleague to talk about that. And with your organization, that people you are trying to get along with you, it will be. I'm sure it will be really helpful to hundreds and thousands of people, and it's great that you have like changed lives of more than 4,000 people. It's amazing to know.
Definitely. Fun fact about the psychologist who, denied me in my initial stage, they now ask me if we can have a collaboration with Empathy for You.
Amazing life. Yeah. The letter writing thing, like it's just random letter writing sessions that you conduct, wherein anyone can jump on and write letters to individuals or different people. But on a personal level, if I have to, or if someone has to do something and aligned with their regular day-to-day work, what can we do to support this cause? Individually, what can we do?
Well, individually, I think start from talking about mental health. Firstly, it's about making yourself aware about what mental health is before going out to people and talking to them. So, firstly, it is about making yourself aware about small terms like what are emotions, what are feelings, what is mental health, what is depression, what are the signs of different mental health illnesses, what are how you can know what those signs are, if you see in your friend, if you see in your relative, if you see in anywhere, in a person who is around you. So after doing this, kind of first thing, making yourself aware, the second thing I would say is coming out and talking about it, because that's
Yeah.
one of the basic ways that we can do in order to reduce the stigma and taboo around mental health, is to talk about it. So I wouldn't say that, take it to social media and talk about mental health, or take it to a platform that you're not really, sure about. Start from, take up small baby steps. Just go to your parents or go to your family and talk about it. Talk about mental health. This is how it is. This is how it goes. Make sure that you're making yourself aware. After that, you're making people around you aware about mental health, and that's how, you kind of progress ahead. So there were incidences where I saw people, just taking to social media and posting it about, I'm always there, or friend, just give me a
Mm-hmm.
call and
Mm-hmm.
talk to you. But actually, when this time comes, they're not really available. So that's how it is. I've saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this. I've seen this, and these are the examples that I really want to put ahead, because this is wrong. I mean, if you really want to be there, it should be from all your heart, and it should be coming from, from the whole awareness that you have, or you
Yes.
basically become more aware yourself first, and then you're trying to do it for people. Just putting it out on social media, or just saying that, okay, I'm there, just, give me a call, or just talk to me whenever you want to, and actually not being there when the time comes, this is wrong, and this is not accepted. So I
Yeah.
think, on individual level, it is about making yourself aware first, coming out and talking to people, making people around you aware, and that's how we can break the stigma and taboo together,
Yeah.
as a country, or as a nation, as a world.
Definitely. Inspiring from you. I also know that there are many other organizations from our college itself who are trying to spread more of it. I believe that you have inspired a lot of people. It's amazing. And it can be from a very small thing also, like getting frustrated at work, like feeling overexhausted after a whole week. It's even okay to talk about such things with your friends or family. And yeah, slowly parents will also be not be more reluctant about this issue, but yeah, they will accept, and it's just spreading basic awareness, like you said.
That's true.
Coming to You Lead India, the other startup that
Mhm.
you initiated with, what was the purpose? I want to know about that too, on a broad aspect.
Well, YouLead is firstly about, all things business and entrepreneurship and
Yeah.
mentoring, and launching your business, scaling your business, building a profit out of it.
Mhm.
So when I started MBA for you, as I told, I was totally lost. I wasn't knowing what a business is. I wasn't knowing
Yeah.
how I have to launch a business. I wasn't knowing how to scale it. How I wasn't knowing how to introduce your products or services to the market. So I realized that, it's not just me who is not aware, but there are a lot of people out there who really want to start their business but are not aware of how it works. So, this question is being asked to the successful entrepreneurs nowadays, like how you started actually, or
Yeah.
what led
Yeah.
you start the business. But
Mhm.
what they answer most of the times is they are not aware of anything. They were not aware of anything when they started initially, and I think this is the thing. So
Yes.
that somehow, I came up with this idea of developing YouLead, especially for the people or students who want to start their own business. So YouLead uh, basically provides mentoring to the students who want to start their own business, and you can say that it basically lays a foundation for the people who want to start their own business. So we make you aware of everything, like right from your ideation stage, helping you in your building an idea, then coming to, actually introducing your services or products to the market, and then scaling it, making a profit out of it. So for example, if you have any, and it's not just for the students who are starting from grassroots level. If
Okay.
you have already started but you somehow are still lost and are not understanding what step I should next take next, you can still come to us. So if you're facing any problem related to sales or marketing, I have a different mentor who's going to help you from that. If you have a problem related to something from your ideation phase, or you're not sure if this idea is going to work, or you're not sure if this idea is viable, you can still come to us. So it's not just about start for people starting from grassroots level, but it is from people from all the stages of business. So you can just really come to us and talk to us, and we'll help you out. So that's how basically YouLead works. And I got this idea when I was feeling lost myself. That was somehow back in the mind because I was actually focusing on one business at that time. And then empathy for you certainly came up to a level where I was like, okay, now is the time to start working on this second idea of YouLead. And that's how it started.
Yeah, mentorship itself is a big thing that every individual might need if they want to pursue something with their own idea, want to the right path to be shown is what is necessary. And I believe this culture has been there in US for a long time with new startups, venture capitalists who put in some amount of money, take some equity, and mentor new individuals who are getting into businesses right now. And this culture has had not been there in India, but yeah, it's what it is necessary to for every individual, because there are a lot of things that you need to take care of when you are starting a business. Me experiencing this and my own franchise store that my dad initiated in 2017. After college, I used to handle most of that part, like selling, marketing, how I can attract more customers to buy handsets and everything. So I also got mentored from my dad. But yes, that's really necessary to pursue something.
Related to mentorship, there's also one thing. What we do in YouLead is we are not going to hold your hand and walk
Yeah.
you on the road, but
Okay.
it's not about walking you, or it's not about holding your hand and walking on the road, but it's about showing you the direction.
Yeah.
We are going to show you the direction. We're going to show you a right direction. It depends upon you whether you want to follow it or not.
Hmm.
So it's not about holding your hand and making you walk in that path, but we're going to show you direction. That's what I wanted to be in YouLead, and that's what we are doing.
Okay. Uh, there's also Shalmali also runs this uh, Instagram page of a millennial CEO, wherein I believe she has helped hundreds of entrepreneurs globally. Has Lead Foundation also. How was that experience? And like, what are like the basic needs that you have most commonly got on these platforms?
Well, I think the whole process and the whole experience was really overwhelming, and it was teaching me a lot of things every day, because even though you are sitting in the position of a mentor, and even if you are being a person who is asking for solutions from you, there's still a lot to learn from the person who's sitting in front of you.
Definitely.
So that was one thing, and that really made me opened to the ideas that are coming from the other side also. So that was one thing. I got to learn a lot of things from a lot of people. Secondly, I feel it was, firstly, I wasn't able to process through everything because there was so much happening at that same time when Empathy for You started rising, when Empathy for You started getting noticed. There were a lot of things happening, and I somehow, was feeling lost in the work, and I was totally ignoring my academics for a point. But that's when I felt a need of having a team.
Mhm.
So I hired interns first, then I hired my own team. So that's how it was. I mean, it has taken time to do everything, and it has
Yeah.
grown stage by stage. But I've literally enjoyed every process. I've literally enjoyed every moment of the process, because it was teaching me new things. It was making me ready for new challenges. And now, if you ask me, because I get this question asked in a lot of interviews, like how you face the challenges, or what would you say to the people who are starting their businesses, or people who are getting ready on their journey. I would just say that, I wouldn't say, I would never say just go with the flow, because if you go with
Mhm.
the flow, you're not going to
Yeah.
be aware of where you end up. But when you are aware of the destination where you want to reach, I think going with the flow is not an option for you.
Yeah.
So it's creating your own flow, and not just following or not just going with the flow. So I
Yes.
think that was one thing that I learned from this whole journey, that creating your own flow or creating your own path is very important. And I always stick to one thing, is that I want to create an impact. I want to do the same things that other people do, but I want to do it in a different way that is going to help me create an impact or make a difference. So that has always been one thing that I've, kind of stick to through this whole journey.
Basically, yeah, as you said, that yes, everyone needs going with the flow will basically make you feel lost at some point of time. I have always believed this, and I've learned this from a TLC community, teaching and learning community that's based out of Nashik, which mentors and which like the same thing that you do, but on a bigger level. They take in businesses who have a certain amount of turnover and they try to help them upscale throughout with small practices like RCA, fishbone mechanism, and all those things. There they had thought that how important it is to have a vision and a mission statement. Both those things need to be different, and it is at most important that you define your vision and mission statement from a very early stage of your startup or for your individual self also. So that will definitely help. Moving on, I want to know more about your career path that you choose after engineering. Yes, as you said, you mentioned that you didn't want to pursue engineering, and suddenly you had to take that path. You continued for those 4 years, but midway you started participating in more and more activities. You founded two beautiful organizations and pursued your career. How did you decide for masters specifically in UK? Master's degree are you pursuing? And I want to just mention out that Shalmali has her YouTube channel where she has posted many videos and thousands of viewers. Just go and there are detailed information on each and every step that she had followed in this whole master's journey. But in short, Shalmali, would you like to explain to my listeners how was that journey?
Yeah, sure. So I moved to UK last year in September to pursue my
Mhm.
master's. I am doing MBA in international business at the University of Greenwich. Well, as I mentioned earlier, it was a big step for me as well as for my family for going abroad and doing masters. And I would say that when I started my business, I developed an interest in business and management. And that's when I decided to do or pursue my master's or pursue my post graduation in the background of business and management.
Mhm.
So this was definitely, a plan that I made when I came into engineering. When I realized that engineering or basically technical field or computer science is not for me, that's when I decided that I want to pursue my post
Yeah.
graduation in business and management. So why UK is because London is one of those cities, or basically London is known as the business capital, and there are a lot of universities who are offering great courses when it comes to business and management.
Mhm.
London or UK is basically famous for the courses in business and management. So that was one thing that definitely made me choose UK. Also, I was looking for a degree or I was looking for a course where I would not just study, but also have an opportunity to put my learnings, to or basically implement those learnings. So that's how my course is. I have a placement here where it is about 1 year of study and 1 year of putting whatever I've studied
Mhm.
into
Yeah.
those learnings actually into the market or into the industry. So it is how my course is. So I think those were some of the reasons why I chose UK. And yeah, so those were some of the reasons that actually made me choose London and UK. And also, it has been a great journey till now. It has really inspired me to do things. It has really, opened doors of opportunities since I've been here. So I'm loving it totally.
Yeah, there is this video on Sharmi's YouTube channel where she has explained the whole journey of UK and how was it moving from India to UK in a university which has thousands of views. You can go and watch in detail the whole process. But she has explained how cost efficient it is, how to find accommodation, how to apply for universities, and all that stuff in detail. Yep, we have been looking at your Instagram stories and LinkedIn achievements, all those things. But yeah, it's a fancy life that we can see sitting here that you have going out on different places. But what is your life right now, day in, day out? What struggle do you face?
Well, I think it's like, an iceberg illusion that it is now.
Mhm.
But, the struggles are there. The challenges are still there. Initially, when I came here, I was having no friends here. So, going out to the networking events, getting involved in different, like we have societies here. We have different event societies here. So getting involved, making new friends, that was a challenge. Secondly, first of all, it was about coping with the pace of the city because
Yeah.
London is extremely fast, and you really have to cope with it. So that
Yeah.
was also a biggest challenge here. You really have to cope with the pace of the city. Even though you're a student, it doesn't mean that, even though you're not working right now, even though you're a student, it doesn't mean that you're not a part of, this whole environment. You certainly become a part of this London environment and you have to cope with it.
Yeah.
And other struggles are again the perceive, like, getting yourself used to a new education system. You're not going to get anything spoon fed over here. You're not going to be spoon fed over here. So it's about, finding or developing your own ways of learning, developing your own methods of learning, because they're just going to teach you in the classroom and then studying it on yourself and then, completing your assignments out of it. It's
Yeah.
solely depends upon you and your methods of how you have perceived that. So that was one more thing. Another thing was living alone here, finding accommodation in London and getting, basically maintaining it and doing all things is also really, because that is something that we're not used to being back in our country, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to get used to it when you come here. Another thing was cold over here. It's really cold and windy, especially in London, and it rains at any time. So you can expect to rain.
Yeah. Walk out with an
So
umbrella always.
yeah, so every day when you have to get out of the house, you have to check the weather and then get out because even if it's you see bright and all sunny while leaving the house, suddenly
Mhm.
it starts getting gloomy. Suddenly you're going to see the rain. So it's completely unpredictable. The weather here is completely unpredictable. So you
Yeah.
just have to see the weather and then wear appropriate clothes because when it gets windy, it's extremely cold, and you should have enough layers to keep yourself warm. So that was again one of the challenges. When I came here in September, it was still fine because the sun used to set at 9:30, around 9:30 p.m. 10, and it has
Oh.
started now in the sun. So sun sets at around 9:30 p.m. 10 p.m. So that was again one of the things when I came here because I used to lose track of time. Okay, it's still daytime.
We
It
usually
will be
have
a
that. Yeah.
lot.
Our
Yeah,
body
exactly.
is like
Yeah, so that was also
habitual
one
to
of the
it.
things.
Mm.
Yeah, and then getting used to the cold, and then that was kind of autumn season, but then after that cold started, and during the winter the sun sets here at 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. used to start getting dark. I mean, I'm sitting in the classroom, and when I come out of the classroom at 3 p.m. it's like totally dark. So
It-
that was again one of the things. So I think it is about and also getting used to the culture here, getting used
Yeah.
to how people are here. That was also one of the things. But I think it has everything. It has been more interesting. It has been exciting, and again, I would say it has taught me a lot of things. It has basically taught me, how to live alone, how to do things alone. Although there might be your relatives or your other people who are going to be supporting you, but it's depends upon solely how you do things and how you
Individually.
develop your, yes, how you develop yourself through all these challenges. So though it seems a fancy life outside, people should know that there are struggles.
But how's your day in, day out on a regular basis?
Like how typical day looks like for me is getting up, getting ready, going to school or college, whatever I have,
Hmm.
finishing that. After that, most of the times I usually work full days. So I
Yeah.
work apart from the days when I don't have university. So 2 days I kind of study and remaining days I work in the university itself.
Okay.
And I
Is it hard to
kind of
get university jobs like assistantship or research assistantship like that?
It's not hard actually, but again, I would say you should be aware of the opportunities because
Yeah.
before coming here, I had these jobs in my hand. I already secured part-time jobs before I was here. So
Nice.
it's about making yourself aware of those opportunities. I went through the university's website. I went through the Students' Union website. I saw the openings there. I applied. There was a test that I had to pass. After that, they interviewed me, and then I got selected. So and there were a few friends that I knew who were also coming there, and when I told them that this is how it happened and I got selected, they were like, why didn't you tell us? So it's making yourself aware about
Aware. Hmm.
yeah, exactly, keeping your eyes and your ears open and just seeing the world. So I think it is about that. So basically making yourself aware, and what is expected here, unlikely India, is like you develop yourself. It's not just giving everything that you have towards the role, but on the other side it's also about developing yourself and developing your skills. So more importance is given towards that. And I think this is you know what we see less in India. It's about giving your everything just in order to earn money. It's not what it is here. So side by side, you're also focusing on your development. You're also focusing on your on your own skills and your own CV. So yeah, I think it's not at all difficult, but it's about you, how you market yourself, how you present yourself, how you kind of sell yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and this is the thing that's going to be same everywhere, no matter where you go. It's about selling yourself. It's about marketing yourself that way.
Yes. Yes.
It's going to kind of give you what you want.
Yeah. We are really short on time, but
Yeah.
I have a couple of more questions for you. Where, like right now, where you're standing, how does it feel like coming the entire journey? How would you summarize it, or how do you feel right now?
I would say I'm still nowhere and I still have a long way to go,
Okay.
because I know it has been, the whole journey has been overwhelming. Starting something at the age of 19 was not
Yeah.
really easy. Taking this turn and coming, living your own country, coming out, living your own country where you've stayed for almost 22 years, living that country and coming to a new country and making a whole new life out of it. It has never been easy. So things have never been easy, but somehow, with the passion that I had of doing things, with my habit of not giving up, with my habit of learning things, even from my own mistakes, even from the mistakes that I've done earlier, I think that has really made me come to where I am. And I'm not sure this is the end, but there's still a long way to go. There are a lot of things that I want to do, that I want to achieve. And I'm certainly on my way. So, though I feel proud of myself, on the other side, I know that this is not the end. This is not the destination. You're still on your journey.
Yeah. Totally. What are your learnings from like last few years, and anything in brief that you would like to point out to the listeners?
First of all, I feel it is about, no matter whether you're a student or no matter whether you're working or whatever you're doing, as a person, young person living in this totally unpredictable world, you must know that there are going to be a lot of ups and downs in journey. No matter what
Hmm.
journey you choose, it's never easy.
Yeah.
There are always, kind of hurdles and obstacles involved in every kind of journey. So you have to really get used to going through those ups and downs. I'm sure no one is going to be ready initially, but when you go through it and kind of make yourself ready to go through those challenges, you are there. I mean, you go through it. Nextly, I feel believing in yourself. No
Yeah.
matter what happens, you should never stop believing in yourself. It's not about the mistakes you have committed. Even though you've committed a mistake, you should know that, okay, now that I've committed a mistake, and I should be there to face it.
Own it. Yeah.
So exactly, so that should be your perspective. Thirdly, I feel there are not going to be a lot of supporters for you out there till the time you reach to a certain level where you're visible and your achievements are visible. People are not going to clap for you. So through
Yes.
the whole journey, you should clap for yourself, no matter what happens, no matter how much you achieve, big, whether it is a big achievement or a small achievement, you are supposed to clap for yourself. So I think always be that, a motivator for your own self. And lastly, I feel just believe in creating a difference. Just don't follow a path just because someone else has done this. I don't want to do it. Just stand out from the crowd. Make sure you always stand out from the crowd. Create your own path and follow it. Keep going through that path. No matter how many hurdles and obstacles come your way, just keep following that path. Create your own path and make sure that you're always creating an impact no matter what you do, no matter how much successful you become, or no matter how much what I would say, how much money you earn.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's about creating an impact and always giving back um, to the people, to the society.
yes,
That
wonderful.
should always be an a motto in whatever you do. And
Yes,
make sure that you're creating a difference, because it's very important that it's very important to make yourself stand out from the crowd in the day and age we are living. Because I feel there are a lot of people doing same things, but how about trying doing those same things in a different way? That will definitely help you create an impact and stand out from the crowd and make a difference. So yeah, I think these are a few things that I always stick to, and I would say this out to everybody else.
amazing. These are like great values that every individual should have for themselves. I've seen people giving up on trivial things, which later on becomes their trait. Like they give up on anything, obvious reasons. People don't want to struggle for some period of time to achieve that success. They just end up giving up on that stuff. So having these kind of core values, well, definitely it's amazing. I've heard this somewhere like if you are in a rat race and even if you win the rat race, at the end you're still the rat. So
Exactly.
how do you stand out from this?
Well, I think it was about the experience I had apart from the academics, and it was about the skills I developed through the years.
Nice.
Because being in engineering, also I made sure that I never fail in any of the subject. Um, it's also a norm, like you have to complete your engineering and you have to secure an placement. I did that too.
Mhm.
So there's nothing that I left upon even though I didn't want it to do that. So that was one thing. So I
Amazing.
did everything. At the end I followed what or at the end of the day I did what I wanted to do. So I think if you have that vision, if you have that whole perspective in your mind that okay, this is something that I want to do, and if you find a purpose in doing that, I think there's no one who is going to stop you, even not
Definitely.
yourself.
Yeah, definitely these all learnings and core values of yours are going to be helpful to each and everyone. And I like one last question from my side is, where do you see yourself in next 10 years, 15 years?
Okay, well, I don't know where I would be, but I would say that, right now I'm having 10 things on plate to do, and this is what I am. Like, I always love to have those 10 things on plate that I
Yeah.
need to do. And maybe after 5 years or maybe after 10 years, I'll be having 20 more things on the plate to do. You'll definitely see me, still doing all those things. And in fact, doing more other things that
Yeah.
because that's the motto that I stick to. I just don't want, in order to be successful, I don't work in order to be successful, but I work in order to leave the damn legacy behind. And this
Yes.
is something that I've always stick to, and you definitely see me living my motto.
Yeah. Somewhere I believe in the concept of manifestation. And yeah, I feel that you have literally manifested your career, your life right now. You have shown people how anyone can do it. So you have done all those things and you have manifested it for yourself. It was great to have conversations with you. There were many more things that I wanted to discuss, but those are for some other day. I would like to urge listeners to go and follow her pages, The Millennial CEO, Empathy for You, India, and her YouTube channel, which she posts like all different stuff about productivity, mental health issues, and business ideas, finance, investing, and her life in UK, her amazing life in UK. So I, it was great, Chandri.
Thank you, Shivam. Thank you so much. I'm glad we were actually able to find time and do this, because we were in talk since a long time now, and
Yes,
finally today we did it. But yes, I know you're going to have a lot more questions. We can maybe do a part maybe very soon. But yeah, I
Yeah,
loved enjoying doing this, and good luck. May you interview more people. May you keep inspiring people through people's stories. So yes, good luck with all the things that you do.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for listening to the entire episode. Keep on listening to stories of common engineering students.